What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Need for Speed Unbound Volume 9 update. So, as you guys know, Volume 8 came out a few months ago, and Volume 9 is supposed to come out around December. It's not confirmed. There's no release date on it or anything online stating that it will be coming out in December. But I would like to get your guys' thoughts and kind of a wish list of what you'd like to see in Need for Speed Unbound Volume 9 update. So there's rumors going around that it is a Most Wanted themed update, and they did release the kind of catch-up pack kind of thing that it has the Most Wanted font. So that's kind of got everybody speculating that it's going to be Most Wanted themed, which I can also agree, and I do kind of think that will be Most Wanted Carbon style update, but it's just not confirmed, so I don't know for sure. So the first thing on my list is engine sounds. Engine sounds in this game, especially compared to Need for Speed Heat, are very quiet. They have good engine sounds, don't get me wrong. The turbo sounds are good, supercharger, so on. But they're just not loud enough, especially cruising around Lakeshore. You don't really hear your car as much as you'd like to. So that's one of the big things that I think that they should increase engine sounds. I see people on Reddit talking about it too. Like, it's a well-known thing, and it's just something that they should add in the game, especially if this is going to be the last update for Need for Speed Unbound. Another thing on my list is weather presets. Now, I know they do have a few presets in the game already that you could choose between, but I just feel like they need more variety of, like, let's say, for instance, rain at night or snowstorm or thunderstorm. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Fog. I just feel like things like that would really make the game feel a little bit different, you know, even for pictures and cruising and, just for that vibe that you're trying to get from the game that you cannot get right now because of the weather presets, which they aren't bad. You have your day, night, morning, sunset, and all that, which is really good. But I just feel like they could add on to that and make it way better. All right, so the next thing on my list is Wrap Editor. They need to increase the wrap slots that you can get. 100 is just not cutting it. Minimum, they should have a wrap slot for at least one, like, for at least each vehicle in the game should have a wrap slot. So if there's like 150 cars in the game, you should have 150 wrap slots. It shouldn't be just 100 when there's 160 something cars in the game. It just doesn't make sense. Or make it so you can have as much as you want. It's just kind of frustrating that, a person like me, I like to collect the cars and kind of have a bunch of different varieties of them. I like to have, like, for instance, a race Mustang for my street races, and then a drift Mustang and a drag Mustang. But having three of the same car, even adding on some of the custom cars that you can get through playing the game, it's just taking up so much space in your wrap slots for using the same car. I feel like they have to increase that. That's like a main thing, especially if this is going to be their last update. They have to increase the wrap slots. I see a couple guys on Reddit talking about the crashing on Xbox and even the save file and all those issues. I feel like that has to be addressed. I know they tried to address it before, I'm pretty sure, to no prevail. Um, they really gotta do something about that. It's just, I shouldn't have to worry about losing my save file for playing a game. Like, it's just ridiculous, especially in this day and age. Like, we shouldn't have these issues right now, and really it's just Need for Speed that really has that issue that I'm aware of. I didn't have any issues like that in the last Need for Speed Heat, so I'm not really too sure what's going on here, but that issue has to be fixed. I lost 3 of my save files throughout this game. Luckily, I do like the game a lot, so I have that urge to start again and play again. But one that I'd really like to see in this game is Race Creator. A couple of you guys might know that from Forza, Event Lab, things like that. I'm talking about that exact same thing, but without the props and everything. Um, right now in Unbound, we're kind of stuck with what we got, and I feel like if the developers added in Race Creator, it would kind of take a lot of the work off of them with making new playlists and things like that because the community will be doing that all the time themselves. So they wouldn't really necessarily have to worry about that. More so worrying about adding different game modes and things like that into the game. But I feel like Race Creator, even for drifting, toge, if you just want to do like mountain races or something like that, you know what I mean? I just feel like something like that would just work out way better than what's going on now. Obviously, there's nothing really wrong with the playlist and everything like that. It just gets stale after a while. So I feel like Race Creator would be a good way to kind of brighten that up and, so everybody's not racing the same track over and over again. Um, Kind of adds a new challenge to the game, doing routes that you never did before. We can get more off road races. I'm not a big off road guy, but I know there's people out there that want more rumble races. So we can get more things like that. I think that'd be an awesome idea for them to add. Um, but I mean, I understand it's kind of late, and I just don't see them doing that in this game at least. All right, so the next thing I would like to see is more customization. This game customization is amazing. Best customization game, hands down. Don't want to hear anything about it. No Forza, no crew, nothing. Nothing's touching this game for customization. Car X is pretty close though. I'll give them that. But yeah. So what I would say is, let us change the color of our tail lights. Let us delete the hood, things like that, little things that they could add in that would just make the game so much better. Bumper delete for every single car if that's possible. I know licensing and things like that come into play, but I feel like stuff like that would just be amazing for the game. Just really and give us everything that you already have. Like, we have all these options in the game, but they're kind of just cut down. Oh, we'll give them a little bit of this, a little bit of that. No, just hood deletes, give us all that. Even like the blowers. You have a blower on the new Mustang. Let us have that as an option on all the muscle cars. Even if it's one option for one blower, it just makes a difference. It adds on to it. And you can make so much different builds out of that. So there's a lot of customization factors that I think that they should add in. Even auto sculpting. Obviously, they're not going to do it in this update, but I just feel like that's something that they should definitely take a look at. I just thought of another idea for the race creator. Even if they give us all the races in the game and make us be able to make our own playlists, I think that would be really cool. And, obviously they don't have time to do the race creator this update, but I feel like if they did have any extra time, even making it so that we could kind of switch up the races in a playlist, make our own playlists. I feel like that would be amazing. And it would kind of give us kind of that race creator feel, but not necessarily, but it's still better than what we have right now. So anything building on what we have right now would be a better game. Target underscore E on Reddit says a Mazda RX-7 FC, one of the coolest cars Mazda's made. I can agree with you 100%. I love to see that in the game, especially for drifting. It'd be awesome to drift that thing around Lakeshore. But yeah. Nummarks on Reddit says, I wish we get some rally content. Cars like the Lancia Delta, Ford Escort, Toyota Celica. I know. Older Lancer and Preza models with some WRC inspired kits. Also some decals, especially brand wheels. I think that's a great idea. Like I said, I'm not too much into the rally racing, off-road racing side of Need for Speed, but I'm all for it. Like I said before, more races, more content. I'm all for that. Anything that makes the game better, so couldn't agree with you more. C Reynolds 84 on Reddit says, some damn single player support. I agree with you. Now, I must say this. I played single player and I beat the campaign, and that was it. I didn't do anything else on that single player. So, like, I understand where the developers are coming from. you're not gonna make money on single player. Like they're not. That's no way for them to keep supporting the game. Another thing I'd like to add is if if it's possible, if they could add something like the Crew Motorfest Summit, that every week, they're giving us new rewards or so on. Even just, I don't know, just throw in whatever. You know what I mean? Like maybe some of the old blacklist cars that people haven't got because they haven't played that update to play the league and that one, or maybe some kind of custom show, the best community car, some leaderboard, something like that, like how the Crew Motorfest has, to get players back on the streets every week. You know, I just feel like they gotta. If this is the last update, they have to add something that continues to get players in the game until the next game. They gotta keep us engaged because if not, then there's new car games coming out all the time. Look at Car X Street. A lot of people went over to Car X Street. They have to have something to keep Need for Speed in the spotlight. But, I understand they probably want to go working on the new Need for Speed, but I just feel like a few of them should stay back at least for another 6 months or a year. Give us something, even if it's a few, just chuck in a few cars every now and then with figure out how to rework a bumper delete or a fender delete or something like that. You know what I mean? Just something different. Kind of how the crew just has reskinned cars coming out every week. Something like that along those lines. Legendary customs body kits, If hunters can cook up something, then, just something every once in a while, a little surprise to keep players engaged. That's all. Another thing I'd like to see in Volume 9 is more realistic effects. So maybe something with smoke that kind of stays there for a while, kind of like those light trails that they added in the last volume update. Yeah, just something like that, like maybe drift smoke. The smoke stays there for a while, and maybe, I don't know, anti-lag flames or something. So the flames are huge when they come out, kind of like Need for Speed Heat. Or you can change the color of the flames to any color you want, something like that along those lines. I think they can make it happen. But that's gonna be it for this video. Keep an eye out for part 2. Part 2 is coming soon. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.